make any kind of sense of it.
Okay, so welcome to this commentary practice for my marathon run at ESA Germany of Max Payne for the Game Boy Advance. This is the, you can't say spin-off, it's basically the PC game, Max Payne for PC, but some levels, especially some in middle and end game, are cut out. Those levels who are in Max Payne are in the PC game are represented quite well and quite accurate. In this game, you will definitely see what level is which, and comparing the two versions. Mechanic-wise and game-wise, it's obviously a completely different game, as you don't have first person, but you have this kind of isometric view. For example, if you hold upwards in your D-pad of the controller, you walk diagonally upwards, and it can be a bit confusing in the beginning, but you get used to it really quickly. Although walking like straight down with this perspective is kind of tricky on a D-pad. That's the downside, but it's not too bad. Like walking diagonally constantly might take some practice, and it's used to take some shorter paths, so that's not the biggest issue. This game contains of 12 levels, each round 2.5 minutes long on average. This was level 1. One important thing: after each level, the game will ask you to save, and if you do save by accident, you lose 5 seconds. The cursor by default is always on save, so you have to after some levels there's a cutscene, so you skip that, then you go cursor down and press A or X or whatever that is on the that should be A. Press A on the console, controller, whatever. What else can we talk about? We can talk about weapons. This game has, as far as I know, all the weapons from the PC game, and also, well, of course, the bullet time function. But yeah, the weapons. There are obviously better and worse weapon choices. The best for the start, as you can see, is the pump action. That's a shotgun, which kills basically all of the enemies in the first 4 or 5 levels with one shot. Sometimes you don't even need the slow-mo. I will refer to the bullet time as slow-mo for further reference. So yeah, the pump action or the shotgun is used quite frequently in the start because there's a lot of ammo for it, and yeah, as I said, you only need one shot to kill most enemies. For enemies who need more than one shot, there are 2 viable choices. First of all, as you can see here, the M4, which you can see has quite some frequency, quite some shooting frequency, but it's not as strong. And the best weapon choice for enemies, it's even a bit better for enemies you only have to shoot once with the shotgun, and that's the dual Ingram or double Ingram. The problem is there isn't that much ammo on a normal path for it. In the first levels you don't get it at all. So at some places we will waste some time intentionally to get a bit more Ingram ammo to use it on enemies who need more than one shot, because there it actually saves time, and sometimes you don't even need slow-mo. It kind of depends on a bit. So best weapon choice, dual Ingram, then M4, and for easy enemies, pump action. That's basically all the used weapons in this run. Sometimes I have to use weaker ones like the Eagle or the M9 because it's the only weapon you have in 2 levels. As you can see here, we're still in the early levels. Pump gun, pump action is 1 shot. Also, we should talk about auto aiming in this game. Oh, that's quite a lot to cover, I see. We should talk about auto aiming. Because of the isometric view, the kind of diagonal walking, but you press a straight direction on your D-pad, it's quite hard to aim normally. So, oh yeah, first dual Ingram. You will see how fast it is, and he's dead. And he's dead, and he's dead. It's so quick, but of course, you have 2 Ingram weapons which have an insane frequency of shooting, so you waste, or you use up quite a lot of ammo. Also, if you die, like here, you have 4 retries, and in some levels I die once intentionally, but can cover that later. So the auto aiming here, I pressed shooting when I didn't look at the enemy, and because of this isometric view, there's auto aiming in this game. So after the first shot, or sometimes the first 2 shots, Max automatically faces the next or the nearest enemy, and that's a well. Without that, the game would basically be unplayable. I have to say, quite honestly. Here we switch back to the pump action, because these are easy enemies, and we have to save up some Ingram ammo for level 5. That will save quite some time. A lot of enemies, a lot of hard enemies, 3 mini boss fights if you want to say it like that. This enemy died. What's also possible is also here Ingram ammo. What's also possible is well, if you jump while bullet time, then you'll probably not see it in this run, and if you see it, it was a mistake, because this jump takes around 3 seconds. It happens in slow-mo. Well, it is a jump in slow-mo and bullet time, so dual Ingram change because of harder enemies. But you cannot cancel the animation for you cannot not cancel the animation for a slow-mo jump, where it kind of jumps with weapons in his hands and lands on the floor, and yeah, probably know what I mean. I think I did this once by accident in this run already. That's what you want to avoid. So the problem with this is, if you hold a direction and then start the bullet time, you will do the slow-mo jump automatically. So if I'm walking, and while walking I activate bullet time, I would do the slow-mo jump. So when I activate slow-mo, I have to stop, like fully stop, no D-pad presses at all. Slow-mo, shoot, slow-mo, stop, continue walking. You don't really see that process because, well, I have had quite some practice and I can do it in a matter of frames. You'll probably see it here. Also a nice little shortcut, which killed me because I didn't jump instantly, so I landed on the stairs, and then weird stuff happens. Like here, you jump instantly, you land, slow-mo end. You can actually hear the slow-mo and slow-mo end quite well because the enemy voices go down by a lot. Yeah, that's a problem of the slow-mo. Took quite some time to force yourself. Here, oh yeah, this was the slow-mo jump. Here is the only viable place to do it, because after the enemy is dead, the slow-mo instantly stops. It's the only viable place to do it. But there you do it to not get damaged. And so you don't have to wait to jump around corners. Corners is another controversial theme of this game. You cannot, well, the fact that you can't shoot around corners is absolutely fine, but with this isometric view, sometimes it feels like you should absolutely be able to shoot him from your position, but there's like 1 or 2 pixels of corner between and you are not able to hit the enemy. Then that can be quite annoying. Also, you can not shoot upstairs. Like if an enemy is I think 4 stairs above you, no shot will hit him. It's impossible. You can always shoot downstairs, that's no problem. But like there, if I would have shot from the bottom stair, I would have landed 0 hits on the enemies. I had to walk up a few and then shoot them. Here, the same thing. I have to walk up quite close. I get some damage, but yeah, if I'm not close enough, I cannot shoot him. So I think I am my point clear for this one. And that's 10 minutes gone already. Wow. The ammo. Yeah, something about the ammo. After this level, that's story related, you lose all your ammo. So it's wise to... You should try to use up all or most of your Ingram ammo until here. In this one I picked up 1 extra ammo by accident. Normally don't do that, so you end up with around 15. Some backup shots if you don't hit or waste some. Because shooting while the enemies jump around like that can make some shots not land, not hit the target, and that obviously loses 2 units of ammo every shot. Well, because it's a dual Ingram, you have 2 weapons, 2 bullets per shot. Yeah, here's some more Ingram. This is another corner place. I was not able to shoot him because he ran around the corner so quickly that I couldn't react. And before that, I would not have been able to shoot him for the reasons I explained. Because corners are an actual meme in this game. Even some tables, like 1 meter high tables, you cannot shoot over them. Some of them, not all, but some of them. It's ridiculous. Okay, so here we use the M4 since we don't have the dual Ingram yet. As you might remember, at the start of level 6 you lose all your weapons. So for this dual Ingram would be faster, but you don't have any. And well, you could reroute for dual Ingram, like you have to pick up the weapon first. You would have enough ammo, but you don't have the weapon. And a dual Ingram with this fight would be faster. I think 5 seconds, but yeah, there's no dual Ingram in 5 second reach. There would be 1 single Ingram, if I remember correctly. Not worth. So on this level, yeah, this level is another use of dual Ingram, just like the later ones, 10 and 11. In this room, you pick up quite a lot of ammo. Together with, I think, 40 bullets, 40 ammo you picked up in level 6. Here you get the dual Ingram. And as I foreshadowed already, it's quite viable for this level because of 3 boss fights. 3, that's boss 1. And each boss fight consists of 3 enemies. Also, there are a lot of side enemies. You can skip some, as you can see here, because he's behind an object, behind this, well, not table, bar table, I don't know how to call that really, but he's behind that, so he can't shoot you. This enemy I could skip because he's in an animation. That happens a few times. Also, yeah, quick proof how fast dual Ingram is, and they're all dead. Shotgun would have taken 15 seconds longer, not 15, 10 seconds longer. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, skipping enemies. You can skip quite some enemies in this level. Like those. You can just walk around. And they cannot follow you through rooms, which is quite a good thing. Your last boss fight. And he's dead. One disadvantage of the dual Ingram is that it's really imprecise if you want to shoot objects, like objects that should explode to open a door or something, those you have to switch to M4 or the shotgun. That's yeah, can't really have a choice there. Okay, level 8. One quick reroute for some more Ingram ammo. This jump also skips the enemy in this area. Also, there is no fall damage in this game. So if you don't jump into the abyss into a insta-death trigger, basically, you will survive any fall. As you saw there, you saw on the level before. I did that once before, which is quite nice. So in this level and the next one, we are saving up Ingram ammo for level 10 and especially 11, because in 11, well, endgame, who would have thought there are a lot of enemies, a lot of really strong enemies you need dual Ingram for. This run I'm commenting right now is not the actual world record at the moment, but like world record is a low 28, this will be a high 28. So 30 seconds slower than the current world record. Mainly because of some other ammo and weapon spreads in level 11. So you see there's quite a lot of time and time save potential in level 11. And you haven't even seen the level yet. So, but you will understand what you see. It's insane. Okay, more 4. Since we are now in a later level with stronger enemies, M4 is to prefer compared to the shotgun. Also, a quick thing about slow-mo. Oh yeah, time-based puzzles. They always have the same cycles, but you have to wait because those flames, they don't insta-kill you, but they basically insta-kill you. Like, they don't technically, but if I walk into them, 2 frames and I'm dead. I hope that doesn't happen this right now. Okay. So one thing with slow-mo in this game, aside from I just saw the painkillers. I don't have to explain painkillers. I hope whoever watches this is familiar with the mechanics of this game. Another dual Ingram reroute. There are 80 ammo in this room, so this is quite viable. Since you need around 200 for level 11. Then you know, yeah, you're good. For that one. So yeah, the slow-mo. Another big advantage of the dual Ingram is the fact that you... dual Ingram is the fact that you don't have to slow most of the times because of its high shooting frequency. You shoot 2 times, that's around 4 frames estimated, and the enemy is dead. He has no time to react at all. So if you're walking directly towards an enemy, you can dual Ingram without slow-mo. That's, as you see, not the case for the M4, since there you need 3 to 4 shots. This is a slow-mo jump you don't need. Now you see how painful it is. 3 to 4. Shotgun, 2 shots, while shotgun has a really low, really slow frequency of shooting. So yeah, dual Ingram, obvious timing advantage. Because of frequency and the combination of insane frequency and strength, because it's a double weapon or a dual weapon. Here, wait a bit, since you may remember that you can't shoot enemies who are still in the animation. The animation to walk to their destined place. So you have to wait before you can shoot those. Another thing with bullet time, this game is really... I don't want to say it's dropping inputs, but sometimes it straight up refuses your slow-mo. Game's like, yeah, you press that, but I don't care. So the slow-mo starts when it should end, and the other way around. It can be quite annoying, but you get used to it. You can deal with it after some time. Okay, the escape level. Aside from these first enemies, there are 2 more, and that's it. This level is mostly running, finding the right path, right key cards, and avoiding fire obstacles, like those insta-kill fire obstacles. I maybe should have explained, I died like 20 seconds ago when I activated some computer thing, and then I walked straight into the fire. That's a little death warp, saves 1 or 2 seconds, because it sets you back to the beginning of the room, and you don't have to wait for the fire cycle. Also skips walking. On easy you can do that. I don't know how it is on higher difficulties, which you can select after playing through the game once, which is not intended for the any percent category. But there maybe you only have 1 life, and then you can't do that. It's not that viable anyway. So yeah, that was the first thing. It didn't look like it, but this is really precise. If you're if Max is a few pixels off, he will walk into the fire and die. And this, because of the isometric view, is quite hard to estimate if you will die or not. It's a bit easier here. You can use a setup to line yourself up with the right side of the crate, and then just walk downwards in the perspective of the game downwards. So these fire stains can be quite annoying. Okay, we're getting closer to the end. Level 10 is a quite short level with 1.5 minutes. But here we celebrate the comeback of the dual Ingram. That enemy can be really annoying since he always hides behind the corner. So you either approach him directly or you hope for him to jump around it, which can take quite some time. Enemy skips. No slow-mo because he doesn't see me. 2 shots. Most of the time when I'm facing an enemy directly with dual Ingram and he's not in a shooting situation, you shoot twice and he's dead. That holds for even most of the strong enemies. Not the really strong ones in level 11, but the normally strong ones, I want to say. Here another corner thing, you can't shoot over those tables, so you have to between you and the enemy there is not allowed to be a table, so you have to walk around it and slow-mo basically the frame you get there, or else they will shoot you. So you sometimes have, and I'm not joking on that one, you sometimes have maximum 2 frames to slow-mo, or else you're dead because they have overpowered weapons, or your health is low already. It's a bad combination. Okay, level 11, the longest one in the whole game, and the reason why is enemy, slow-mo, M4, bad combination. You need the dual Ingram for the later enemies here, or you don't need, but you want to use it for the later enemies. I think my current best for this level is low 4 minutes, 4:10 or something. 10 for 15. Okay, so these enemies you have to shoot for the keypad to activate, so you can basically activate the elevators. Then you go up, you shoot the computer, text box skip, continue. More enemies spawn, you have to fight. There are not that many enemies you can skip, because most you have to kill to trigger a door opening or something. So you see the super strong enemies, they need, I think, 7 or 8 M4 hits, which is quite a lot. Dual Ingram would still deal with them quickly, but as I said, we need the ammo for later. Here, this corner thing I already explained to you, this is quite dangerous. If you don't slow-mo instantly after getting, after passing the corner, the chance that you're dead is quite high, depending on your okay, so for the current strats, I changed to dual Ingram after this run because another corner. Ha. And because of that corner, you have to shoot really early, which means you waste a lot of ammo, a lot of valuable dual Ingram ammo. You should just use up afterwards. Afterwards, way more viable. So this guy drops an Ingram I didn't pick up here because I forgot. And normally you have around 120 Ingram ammo here, 140 even. It's quite a lot. Also, platforming in an isometric game is a meme. This was quite precise, this walking left there. To go from platform to platform, jumping. If you fall down, you get set back to the start of this. Well, it's not really a room, but you know what I mean. He dies me. No, he doesn't kill me. He dies me, what? Thought he killed me, he doesn't. Dual Ingram guys, you see, they deal an insane lot of damage. Shooting upstairs is impossible, that's why he killed me. He mostly kills me. I think he kills me 80% of the time. Loses a few seconds, not a big deal, but it's so fucking annoying. Sometimes going behind the corner can be a good strat, but here it's not. So I now switch to approaching those enemies directly, and yeah, hiding behind a corner, there's just no point, because you get covered by the corner way too late and you mostly die. I switched that route basically after this run. Okay, so this is the second last enemy room. I think when I told you the number of enemies is quite huge in this level, I didn't lie. I think you see that now. So with the new route here, you have enough dual Ingram ammo to use it for the last room, which saves a bit more time, because in this upcoming in this room there are 4 really strong enemies that need, I think, yeah, around 8 and 4 shots. 6, 7, now 7 and 4 shots. As you can see, that takes quite a long time, and you have to kill them or else you're dead, because you have to hit a button to open a door. And this table, behind this table, they can't shoot you. This is one of those weird tables, although they act normally, but you know what I mean. So yeah, door opening, and the last level comes up. This one is really easy. You have to stop red-haired lady from leaving with helicopters. So you have to destroy those 4 steel ropes, I think it is. So a big antenna crashes into the helicopter, and I don't know if she dies, but I think she does. Okay, so kill these guys, and now the grenades come into play. Grenades in an isometric game, no. So your position has to be, well, not pixel perfect, but really precise. Or else you will, as you see here, you get a kind of damp sound, and you don't hit the rope. But if you're too far away, you miss the whole wall. Also time. You miss the whole wall. So throwing grenades is really precise, which is why you don't use it in a run, aside from here where you literally have to.
The storm seemed to lose its friend.
If you don't make it in time, you have a time limit, and that's, I think, 45 seconds. So I think a 1 minute split time. If you don't make it in that time, if you have to readjust your position too often, you have to do the whole level again, which is just basically 1 minute lost. Quite annoying, but hasn't happened to me in quite a long time. You get a feeling for the right position after some time.
Ghosts released me from their haunting. Down below.
Yeah, there was
the
actually
unseen
quite a lot to
glittered like
talk about in
diamonds
this
on
run.
white velvet.
Didn't think that would be the case. But I hope I was able to inform you a bit about the run, about its mechanics, weapon preferences, ammo routes,
Logan was there.
problems of
proud.
slow-mo, auto-aiming,
You wouldn't be able to
corners,
understand what the patch would say,
shooting
so
behind objects
he
or
did
not
the
being
right
able
words.
to.
I knew he would. He'd better.
Yeah, I think that's all
Smugly. It was the grin of a winner.
to talk about. This is the final cutscene, always nice to watch. That made two of us.
That made two of us.
Ah, it's so good. So yeah. That was Max Payne GBA Any %, my commentary. I think I did quite okay. I have a quite good idea of what to talk about at my ECA Germany run, and that was part of the whole point of this. So whoever watched this, if you enjoyed this, thanks for watching. I don't know.